Hi, this is Ron Janish, and this is the Andrews Pitchfork newsletter for mid-October 2013. Originally, now this was sent out October 10th, and this was, well, today's the 14th, as you can see. You look down here, see, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, market's closed, and so we can take a look and see if anything's happened since I said what I said. And this newsletter, by the way, is free if you're a member of the Precision Trader group. In other words, you just go to www.andrewscourse.com, and all you do is click on new and then put your email address in here, and then you get these emails every once in a while for free. And one of the things you get in the way of an email is whenever I get in the mood and publish this newsletter, which is lately has been about once a month, and then you wind up getting. So much for that. Now this is the video portion of the newsletter, and you can go to other video portions of the newsletter and see what the heck it is I said and see whether or not any of that actually happened, right? Okay, so let's take a look. What did I say? I said at this time stock indices are at an interesting point. Okay, yesterday they made an important bottom, so that would have been October 9th. Let's take a look. Oh, this was October 9th over here, and this is an important bottom. Very important. Probability of being taken out is for a while, for quite some time, is pretty darn low. So, and even if they do go straight down below here, we'll be looking at that as a buying opportunity more than likely. So anyway, so much for those things. Let's see what else I've been up to. What else did I say? Okay, so you join the email group. Okay, now we said was that some of these things have reversed and are now looking up really nicely. Let me take a look at which ones I'm talking about. Remember, this was on the 10th, so we'll see if I've been right since then, huh? Let's take a look. One of them's ED. Okay, so your 9th was over here. That was the 7th. Okay, ED is one, and this is it's Consolidated Edison, big utility company. NEM, this one I was probably wrong. Okay, well, sometimes just not perfect. What can I say? DP. S, I think that's Snapple. There we go. This one's going up nicely. Let's see, what else do I have in here listed? I have PPS, CAB. Let's take a look. PPS. There we go. That's to me it looks like it's reversed and gone up. CAB. And this one also. Okay, so we'll be able to look at these next month and say, well, let's see how right he was. Right? Now, one that I've been sitting on a long position for a long time is EBR, and this one's kind of neat. Let's remove all this junk and just EBR. By the way, is I think I had this in like August issue or July issue. And remember, I bought it in July, and buying it in July, beginning of July, meant I was buying it. Where was I buying it? Oh, about over here. Okay, so I've lived through quite a few ups and downs. This is effectively the Central Electric Company of Brazil. Simple as that. I mean, when I bought this, I tell everybody this is like buying a penny stock or an option. You know, I mean, look at this guy. This guy's been as high as 23 bucks at one time, and so everybody's been boo-hooing the emerging markets and stuff, and they did a really good job. And as a result, this stock is just went to almost worthless. So I went and picked up a whole bunch and let everybody know I was picking it up, and there she went. Okay, so I have no plans on selling that right now. Another one I'm still sitting on is this one here, SVM. Bought this back in July, and this has been going, and I bought some more, and this one's been going down a little bit lately. I bought some more around here. Remember I mentioned that last month, and bought this around here beginning of July. So I'm sitting on a profitable position. It's been more profitable at times, but okay. Also long some other ones like this one here, something or other asset management that pays a reasonable dividend and looks like it's going up from here for a while. Okay, so that's okay. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, it says here TD is one that months ago it's going up nicely, and pretty soon it'll be time to take profits. Yeah, months and months ago I mentioned that I bought TD, and this was under the headline of a bank that pays 4%, and we bought it about over here, and beginning of July. And you can see it's gone up nicely. You know, on a chart it's real impressive, relatively speaking, but this is really a little more than 10%. Okay, that's really all it is. And whereas this guy is up like way more than 10%. Okay, it's 50-60%. This is the electric company in Brazil. So okay, so the next section of the newsletter we talk about is talking about gold, and yeah, SVM, NGY. Okay, HGY. HGY is a really risky play, but it's one of these El Cheapo stocks that, you know, just can't get much cheaper. Let's take a look. I picked up some of this the other day. Come on, why doesn't it want to do anything? Doesn't like that one. Okay, well, see if I can find it. I know why, because it's supposed to be HMY. That's why. That's the one it's supposed to be. HMY. Now you see this guy just made new lows here, and it's HMY. Little mistake. Okay, that's the one I'm long. Yeah, HGY. No. This has got to be HMY. Okay, now what do we have? EBR. That's one I already told you about. Christmas special. Yes, there's going to be there's a special video. Okay, that I'll be making at right before Christmas. Let's see, what am I doing? I'm making a video this year that shows how I manage the trades after an OR signal. Okay, and that's going to be fun. And if you want to learn about the OR signal, just come and take the seminar. If you haven't taken any of our courses, just you got to learn about the tools that are used for the OR, and you learn about those in the expanded course. And then if you want to learn the Andrews, what he said about it, and all his diagrams and all that kind of stuff, and details on that, and a video about how he does it, and a video about what I prefer to do is also comes with it, and there's just tons and tons of video. That's what the expanded course. Okay, and bonds are cool. Bonds completed the uptrend. Okay, remember in the previous letter, in the September letter, I was talking about how bonds had made a correction of some kind. Let's take a look. Here we go. So I was talking about, in the September newsletter, I was talking about bonds making a correction, and up we go, and yada yada yada, and sure enough they did really nicely. Made a few pennies on that, and so I'm short here and making a few pennies on this. And how far this goes, this here is the 3% interest rate level. There's supposed to be a huge number of stops below here, and it could provide for some interesting times. You know, bonds hit this or that, or make some headlines and that kind of thing. It'll suddenly be some kind of impact thing as prices go through here, which I think I have a very good shot at doing. Okay. Forex last week. Let's take a look. Okay. GBP, JEUR, JPY. Okay. All right. That's nice. Let's take a look. Well, now let's try this again. Okay. Here's one I bought recently, and this is GBP, JPY. Okay, remember the newsletter was published on this day here, and so I'm over here was where we were buying it. And several days earlier, we bought a different one. And that was this one here. And so sitting on a long position in there. And today what did I do? I think I went short. Let's take a look. Does that look like the one I went short? Yeah, this looks like one I went short. So I went short this guy here, right near the end of the day today. Let's take a look. Yeah. So I went short somewhere around here, and I'm sitting on a short position, and my stops are above here, and right now the thinking is, which could change, that prices are going to go down to the median line, which is like light years away. Okay, so it would be down here somewhere, maybe lower. This would be a long time. But then this is Forex. It can take a long time. So let's see, that's going on. Okay. What's down here? There are 3 new ebooks available. Oh yeah, you go to powertrendinvesting.com or you go to ronjanish.com. You see the listing of the 3 ebooks. They fill you in on the absolute basics of the Andrews technique, and these are things that are good to know. I think you'll find more in my ebooks, just beyond the pitchfork, which is one of them, than you'll find in probably any book or video out there that I haven't done on the median line, because it gives you more of the basic information that you really absolutely need. Okay, so we have that going on, but there is something else. At the end of this month, we are having a very special seminar, and this is really cool. This is the Advanced Babson Seminar, and we're going to cover a whole number of things, and let me just quickly go over what we're going to cover. We'll start with the introduction and welcome, and we'll go to the history of the OR indicator, which, by the way, was originally published by Dr. Alan Andrews in 1974. And then we'll talk about testing with modern technology, because things have really changed since Andrews was around, because he used to get this newsletter in the mail, and he used to get this chart service rather in the mail, and it was Babson United, and the other one was Commodity Perspective, and then the analysis would take place on those charts. And now what we have just is incredible in comparison, because remember, we're able to have 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, 836-minute, or pick something out of midair charts. We're able to just flip back and forth between all kinds of things. We're able to scan through thousands of stocks. I mean, I literally scan through thousands of stocks on a daily basis. and with the service I'll tell you about a little later on. Yeah, so anyway, I'm able to test it out with modern technology and talk about why it works today and what we've learned about pivots, and then finding the correct pivots to use, and we'll spend some time on that. And results of combining it with Andrew's favorite indicator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video of Andrew's talking about this indicator, and you're going to go, huh? Doesn't make sense. I know I did when I first heard about it. I go, huh? Really? And I asked him some questions. This was at a seminar, and and then I kind of played with it, and it just didn't make sense. It just wasn't true. And because he says prices go to this kind of a line and then they reverse, and I go, no, 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 no. And because it didn't happen in like in most of the lines that I drew. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you at the seminar, we're going to show you when you see a certain kind of a pattern, you draw this line, and it's absolutely uncanny how prices come to this line, and they'll go through it like one day, maybe 2 days, but they won't close past it, and then reverse and go the other way for weeks. It's incredible. And this was a simple geometric line that Andrews talked about. And I give you a hint, it ain't the median line, and it isn't a Babson line. So then we're going to talk about examinations of signals on the Babson site. And so we'll look at the Babson site, which is babsontrading.com, and you click on course. And there's a whole bunch of examples we give there of the ORE, and we're going to take a look at each one of those, and we're going to take them apart, and I'm going to show exactly how it was calculated on each one of those. And you see it's all really the same thing. Anyway, then we're going to talk about Forex, because in Forex, it's a little, what I do is a little bit different. We're going to talk about the way that I do it. Okay, and I'm going to show you an examination of all the entry signals I had in Forex in 2013 in the 20 or so Forex pairs. One of them was the AUD CAD, for example, and then after you have the reversal signal, you know, where your targets and what do you do along the way in Forex and in Forex. What I can tell you is this: in Forex and in futures, it's a little different than in stocks. It's a whole different game plan. Okay. Then we're going to take a look at stocks. And stocks are really kind of neat. We're going to take a look at the concept of short-term trades in stocks where you have 10 to 30% of price as your targets, pretty much. Now, once in a while, you'll take profits with 5% or 7 or 8%, but most of the time it's going to be in the 10 to 30% range. And you're going to see and understand why this works so well for stocks. And this is really nice for a short-term type trading plan, so that you can have new positions on every month and take new positions off every month. Okay. You could probably work this strategy with, at the most, having a dozen positions on at a time. It's that easy. We're going to take a look at exactly the entries I use, exactly the stops I use, and exactly the targets, and how I get to the targets and what I would do with that. Now, what's really kind of neat for that, we're going to talk about setting up software to scan stocks and find signals. Now, this will include a detailed demonstration of a service that I use. This is a company in the Midwest that provides me with the data, and I'll give you the code that I put in there, and if you want to, you can transfer it over to TradeStation if you're using TradeStation right now, or OmniTrader or something like that. It's very easy code, and you can transfer it over into there. I'm sure you can do this for TradeStation or OmniTrader. It is not a big deal, and you'll be able to do this real easily. Okay. It might even work with NinjaTrader. It should. the advantage of using this service and paying, where I pay $30 a month versus where with NinjaTrader it would be free, is because with this service here, I don't have to search for when there are new stocks or anything like that. That's all taken care of, and I don't have to sit there like a monkey and type in all the 3,000 or so stocks I wanted to scan. It's all taken care of for me. Okay, that's one of the benefits that I have of paying the $30 a month versus getting something for free. Stock indices, bonds, and others futures contracts. We're going to discuss the concept of volume and the significance of volume, and I really prefer volume. And because when you have volume like you have in the bonds and in the stock indices, you can have more trading possibilities. And I'll show you that exactly in some intraday charts. Because with this approach, with intraday charts, you can get more trades than you might if you only look at daily charts or weekly charts. Okay. So we'll look at the significance of volumes, entries, stops, targets, and special situations that we have for the indices. And so this way, if you want to do things like trade the E-mini, I'll show you some strategies with that. Long-term signals. Remember, Babson liked to have something that was there for generating regular income. You had a reoccurring customer or something like that. Well, let's consider the markets reoccurring customers, because they come up with these signals regularly. Whereas, the long-term signals are really for investments. And Babson also talked about the bankers in England and about how they had more patience than anybody else, and this was old money, and they would just sit around and wait and wait and wait and wait until the times were right, and then they would jump in and buy. Well, we're going to take a look at using an approach like that, only we're going to use actual technical indicators. And so we're going to look for signals that last a much longer period of time than the ones you might get otherwise in the stock thing we talked about. And then we're going to talk about SB signals, which typically are used in the ES and result in 8% counter trend moves, or very, very long moves if you're with the trend at the end of a correction right there. And then very importantly, we're going to talk about time management. If you're using this particular technology, what you'll find is about 1 hour prior to close, you need to take a look at and spend some time with stocks, and it can be 5 minutes to the whole hour. And this is to handle short-term orders and long-term orders. Today, I think it took me all of 5 minutes, if that. Then there's after the market close. Later on, I will be downloading my data and going through the analysis, and that'll take a little bit, not very long, but it might take anywhere from 5 minutes to a half hour. Okay, and that's after the data's been downloaded and it's gone through its scanning process and all those kind of things. And that all happens automatically. Then we're going to take a look at the idea of during the day, 3 times you want to do what I call a Forex and futures check, and that's prior to the opening of the New York stock market. You want to take a look at all your futures, and that might take about 20 minutes or so. You want to do the same thing with Forex, and you want to do it again after New York lunch. So for me, that's like 6:30 in the morning. Because from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning is prior to open. This is in California, crazy times. Then around lunch, which is around 9 o'clock, is when 9 or 10 o'clock I look at it again. It's California time. And then what I call other times as needed. If you don't have automatic stops in to go ahead and sell, you're going to need to look at it and deal with it then. Today, for example, in the AUD CAD, I had an automatic sell in at a certain price as a result of my analysis the other day. And and they went up to that value and hit it and reversed. And so we'll see how that works out. Anyway, that's to give you an idea on the time management. Generally, to use the stuff we're going to talk about in the Babson course will take you, probably between an hour and 3.5 hours a day. Okay, sometimes it'll be more, but not very often. And because the majority of the work is really done by the software, this automatic scanning and stuff that I have the software do. It's real easy to set up. You can set it up. I'll show you the exact code that I use, and this is in kind of an English code, and you can put that into TradeStation or OmniTrader or whatever else you may be looking at. It's very simple and straightforward. And let's see, yeah, because this is kind of English. This is not Pascal or C language or anything like that. Good, then that gives you a good idea of what's going to be coming up in the Advanced Babson seminar, and that is at the end of this month. And right now we have 2 seats left that are available, and so I suspect after this video is seen, they'll probably be full. So so much for that. And prior to taking the Babson seminar, I do ask that you first take the Advanced Andrews seminar, so you're familiar with all our tools and many of the concepts and situations and stuff. And by the way, all the tools are not mentioned in the books I wrote, by the way. And also, then after that, if you can, take the expanded course. And once you have that material, you can jump onto the Babson thing, and that's really kind of fun. And so that's how the progression works. And anyway, I guess I'll be doing this again next month, as when I think it's a good time for me to do another one of these. Anyway, thank you for your time, and see you next time.